reach for me. When you're around, you set me free. When I am down, you keep lifting me. So you see, baby, you're the one for me, the lady, and it's meant to see. My baby, till eternity, lady, with your sexy, your sensation.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
Yeah. You listen to the sounds of DJ Fourth Quarter in your ear right now. If you're in your car, if you're at home, if you're on your phone, that's Gripe, baby.
You feel kind of tired. Radio, same thing every day. So the videos with me live. Stuff we got you jammed up every night. Tune in to Powerhouse. We expect you up in the night. You need to check them out. I promise I ain't trying to hide it. But when you listen tonight, it might change your life. So it's the name of the show. You need something to just ride to on the go.
Or you might be home so long gone. You can even dial in on your phone. I promise that you're gonna love it. Just try it one time, it'll blow your mind. Now I'ma say it just one more time. Every Wednesday from 7 to 9.
Let's cry. 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 Let's cry.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. What's up, Mckenna?
Hey, Tonia. Hey, Let's Gripe. Happy Wednesday. Listen, it is May 27th, by the way. June is knocking on the door. June is knocking on the door. It's about to be halfway through 2026, just like that. And just like that, June is knocking on the door. It's a graduation season. It's the end of school. Summer's around the corner. The weather has been a little weird, and here we are.
May 27th. Before we just move along like that, happy birthday, Mckenna. Another year around the sun.
Made another lap around the sun. And I'm just thankful to be here. You know, we talk a lot about gratitude on this show. And anytime we have the opportunity to celebrate ourselves, we should pause. I think the last time we met, I was starting my journey on decluttering. And yesterday, I tackled the infamous junk drawer. So I had a junk drawer, and I was going through that junk drawer. And why did I find a money order from 2009? I was like, see, Lord, you're trying to teach me something right here. I don't even know if I can still cash the money order. It's a U.S. postal money order. So I'm going to have to call the post office and see if I can still cash this money order from 2009.
That's that rich girl thing. That's that
put it in the drawer for a rainy day and you forgot about it because it was tucked away. I'm like, I could have used, do you know how many times I could have used it?
I mean, that's a rich girl money order. So tell us, what did you do for your birthday?
So for my birthday, I went on a birthday trip before my birthday because Grandma was celebrating her 100th around the same time. So I went to Belize for my birthday trip, and then my actual birthday, I went out to dinner and I hung out with some folks. And then on Saturday, I went and hung out in the city for a few minutes. And I will tell you this interesting story about, we talk about being single, and every once in a while, if you leave your house, you might meet somebody. And when I go outside, I take my outside self. So I said, since I'm outside, I'm going to bring my outside self. So I took my outside self and I was approached by somebody. So we're having, casual conversation and I'm just chilling. I was drinking lemon drops that particular night. I was on lemon drops. So, somewhere in the conversation, Mckenna kicked in real quick. She'll just show up just long enough to see what's going on. So Mckenna showed up and she just leaned in and asked this man, "Do y'all still live together?" It was just so random because the spirit said, "Ask the question." So when the voice says, "Ask the question," and we were just talking about random stuff. And I just was like, do y'all still live together? And he just paused, like I caught him off guard. And he was like, "Well, I mean, we do, but we're not happy and blah, blah, blah." I mean, yeah, yeah.
The
Tonya,
bird was chirking, right?
it was just quiet. It was like, I mean, but we're not happy and blah blah blah. And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that." I said, "We're too old to be living in a space where we're not happy. Like, I hope y'all work it out. Like, well, what's going on?"
Listen, he did not want you to sit there and try to help him fix that situation. He was trying to see if he could fix your business.
Listen, we done had a whole coaching session, and let me tell you, anybody want to hear what his gripe was about his relationship? You ready for this?
I'm. Let's see if I've heard this one before. Go
Okay.
ahead. I'm ready.
So his woman has a grandchild, and she is loving and doting on her grandchild. And he feels that she spends too much attention and time loving and doting on the grandchild, is what I heard. That was the translation.
Okay. So he jealous of the grandbaby.
Are you competing with the grandchild? I mean, the last time I checked, most women, I'm going to say most because there are some exceptions, have the capacity to love more than one person. Like, you can love your grandchild, your daughter, your son, your boyfriend, your mama, your aunt, your cousin. Like, most women have enough love to go around. You just need to get in where you fit in, sir. So I was very confused about his gripe about his relationship. So I just listened. I was like, I really hope that y'all work that out. It sounds like there's, an opportunity to just communicate a little bit more, maybe set a few boundaries if you feel like, the child is overstepping some boundaries. But that sounds like you can work that out.
But the jealousy part of that is that at the end of the night,
Hmm.
well, I would hope the grandchild is not sleeping with them.
That's what
The
I would hope.
grandchild is not sitting them paying bills, going over the bill. And that sounds like a little cocky excuse. Oh, he wanted you to hug him.
I mean, it sounds like you in competition with a grandchild, and you don't, the other part is you don't know how to communicate the needs that you have. So it's not just about the grandchild. It's also, if you're in a partnership with somebody, you should be able to communicate on boundaries, communicate on what needs you have. Maybe you feel like the grandchild is spending too much time there and the parent isn't parenting. Maybe you feel like the parents are getting over. Like, whatever those feelings are, if you live in a house with your partner, you should be able to express those, um, and come up with some kind of solution or some kind of compromise. how do you get to a place in a relationship where you don't have a voice anymore? That's the bigger issue.
Well, we do that. We do know that some people do go through those things when it comes to grandchildren, couples, and even the couple's children, especially if they're not their biological father or mother. Because I don't see that happen much in the same parent household.
Mm-hmm.
That, because the love is mutual. I do see that happens when it's a stepfather or a stepmother. So how do they put that aside and love that baby or their children unconditionally, like the biological parent? I think that's what it is, because they love the children because they love that parent,
Mm-hmm.
but they do tend to get jealous of either the grandchild or the child that their self.
And I could see, possibly the the woman, loving, maybe this is her first grandchild and she's, how taking pictures and buying outfits and, just creating all kinds of memories. And I could see how you could feel left out of that experience. But you have to find a way to communicate and partner, like, let's set this time aside to celebrate the grandchild and spend grandchild time, and then let's set this side of time for us to do our thing and spend our time together. Like, you have to be able to communicate that in your relationship. So that was my bigger issue. Like, how are you not communicating what you need? Like, you're telling it to me, but I'm not the person that needs to really hear this. um
He needed your shoulder to, he needed your shoulder to cry on. I think that what men nowadays do, because I think this is something, because I've been encountering it as well.
mhm,
Majority of them are living in the same house with the spouse, baby mother, girlfriend, but supposedly they're in a different room. They're not having relations, etc., etc. And like you said, we're getting to a older stage, a mature stage, that you want to live out the rest of your life with peace. So my thing is that until you leave that situation, leave from under that roof, I'll be your counselor. But and we don't even shake hands. Just
mm,
like that, she's a singer, but she's also on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Drew Sidora, something like that's her last name. Her and her husband,
mhm.
they were getting a divorce, and he was still in the house living in the basement.
Okay.
However, I think a couple weeks ago they were in court, and the judge had her, she has to leave the property, and the husband gets the sole custody of the children, and he gets the house and everything.
Mm,
But he was out there doing stuff when they were together.
okay.
So I don't know the backstory. So it's like, how do you go? Because it's very rare
Mhm.
a judge grant the father full
Full
custody.
custody.
But I've been
Mhm.
noticing Georgia kind of different, because Usher and some other male figures, they've been getting custody of their children lately, versus over the mother. So it's
I
kind of
think
like
I
you
think the
got to
men that
really
get
go
full
through and
I
read
think
the
the men that
court
get full
transcript to
custody
see
have
what
built
makes
a
the
case.
judge give
Mhm.
them that custody.
Yeah, I think those men that get full custody have really built a strong case. Like, they've been able to show stability, financial stability, and that's fine. I mean, whoever is the best parent to raise the child, so be it. If you can collaborate and joint raise them, that's even better. But I just thought that whole conversation was interesting. And then he had the nerve to say at the end, he was like, "Well, I'm not going to ask you for your number or anything like that," because he already knew that was going to be a no. But he did say, "If I see you again, like if you ever come here again, I'll remember you and I'll make sure I speak. I said, well, that sounds fair. That sounds very fair. I said, I wish you well.
You done messed that man up in his game. He had his game ready for you, Mckenna.
He did. He did. However, he hadn't met me yet, you know. Like I said, I was drinking my lemon drop and I was prancing around. And then all of a sudden I said, you know what? Let me just switch gears just for 5 minutes and see what happens. And I asked that question and he pivoted. He was stuck because I guess he was trying to think, well, how did she know? Did I tell her? Because I just asked so casually. I said, well, do y'all still live together? And he was like, well, I mean, well, bless he heart. Bless he heart. Mm-mm-mm. Anyways, so what's going on, Tony? What's your gripe this week? That was my gripe from last week.
Well, I'm not afraid to brag about my age, the
Mm-hmm.
50 clubs,
Mm-hmm.
and all that. But I've been having some summers,
Oh,
and I don't like these summers, these women summers.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'll be sitting here. Look,
Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about I'm just minding my business, doing whatever I'm doing, and then all of a sudden I get
Boom.
so hot.
Yeah.
I get real hot, and then after I'm cooled down,
Mm-hmm.
I get cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Yeah. So do you kick the covers off at night and then pull them back when you get cold again?
After I take off all my clothes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like if we were in the same house and you just needed to come and grab something off my dresser,
I understand because it would
you
be the
would be
same way.
like,
Oh, it's like we walk in there like this because it's the same way. Like they're just like I. So this is a
look,
grown.
be
Wait,
laid
everybody's
out.
grown over here. Like everybody in Let's Gripe is grown. It's like you take your shower at night and then you're like looking for the pajamas and then you're like, why? Why I don't need? Why do I need those? I don't need those.
And I started to realize, like, wait a minute. First, because I've always been a person that when I get hot, I would sweat. I
Mm-hmm.
always had a heavy sweat issue when it's hot. But I realized the difference between just it's really being hot. The AC's on, I can turn the fan on, but I notice a difference. So I am noticing a difference. That's why I can say this is age related. And the thing is about it is that um when you have someone in your life that is younger than you,
Oh, okay. Go ahead and tell your business a little bit.
I would
Mm-hmm.
tell my business.
Mm-hmm.
And then you be sitting there and then you be like, oh, I'm so hot. And then you got to hear the youngster talking about, is that woman thing? Is that M thing?
Young man.
And then I try to play it off. I'm just hot. And I mean, just sitting here chilling, watching TV, in the car going somewhere. Hey, let's get hot. And then I usually try to like play it off,
Okay.
but
Mm-hmm.
it's been getting rough lately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I'm just so hot, and it's like nothing is cooling me down. I can fan myself. I can have this little piece of fan in my hand, something, and then
Look,
how
I have
you get uncomfortable and you just bust it out.
ice water.
But sometimes I don't have that ice water.
Yeah. I gotta have the ice water.
I mean, if that's what we're gonna have to pose next show, we're gonna have to pose for any older women that may be going through the changes, and if they are dating someone younger, um, do they let them know they're going through menopause or anything like that?
Mm.
Because
I think it's a good conversation to have because it kind of gives you a pass with the young person. You know, you let the young person know, hey, I might be a little moody and irritable sometimes. It's not you. My body is changing. They be like, oh, okay, 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 okay. And then when it happens, they be like, oh, you hot? Because they'll feel the heat off of you. They're like, oh, you hot. And you just look at them like, yeah, we talked about this. Like, yeah. And then they'll just move.
but sometimes I think because well, when the person is understanding is cool.
Mm,
But I just wonder how like women in general who just date young men altogether
mm,
and that's their thing. Like how do they navigate that? Because I remember like because with us in our head, even though we might be in the 50s, we feel like we're in our 30s. We feel that we could do this everything that we've done before
mm-hmm,
until we actually attempt to do it. Because I remember saying, instead of saying, hold on a minute, you know, my knee hurt, you play it off and act like you got a cramp.
like, oh, uh-huh.
It just be one of those things. But like I said, I've been seeing men on social media
Okay.
and they are really boastful about it. They don't
Hmm.
want young ladies anymore. They don't want those young ladies in their 20s and 30s anymore.
Hmm.
They be wanting the grown women.
Hmm.
And the other day, my girlfriend and I we was on vacation, and I mean, we saw some like older men, very old, older than us, with some young 20 years old women and stuff. And I sit there and I said, I guess I get it. They want the younger women to feel energetic and they want that trophy on their arms.
Hmm.
And then I was like, with the men, I don't know if we're their trophy. Maybe they're our trophy
Hmm.
because I'm telling you, these older men, they're not looking at if you are 45 and older, do not expect a man in your age group hollering at you. Cause they're always hollering at the younger ladies. I've
Okay.
been noticing that.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's a thing that because the older men are spoiling the younger women. So if a younger woman meet a, a, a man in their age group, they're expecting that same treatment, and maybe that's why the younger men are coming over here to the grown and sexy mature women section.
So are the mature women spoiling the younger men?
Yeah, we need to know that. I'm not one of those, if anything.
So you're not spoiling that young man?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am. If anything, I'm teaching him some things, but not spoiling.
Okay. It's an interesting conversation.
It is an interesting
Yeah,
conversation to have because I don't think I mean to each his own. If you are seeing someone, dating someone, it's nothing wrong with spoiling the person that you like or you have, you care about. There's nothing wrong with that. But is it a thing? Is it for the money? Are they just using you? Or are you just using them to have this younger man on your arms to gloat? I think sometimes it's cute both ways.
I mean, I think that people are always in search of getting their needs met. Whatever that need is, whether it's companionship, whether it's sex, whether it's, feeling younger, whether it's feeling older, whether it's feeling like I'm winning because I pulled this. Um, at the core of our human nature, we want to get our needs met, and we do that in different ways. And so I think, with, like you said, the older men with the younger women, they can impress them because they've lived longer. They probably have a couple of dollars. They can expose them to things that they've never been exposed to. They can teach them things you know that they can appreciate just because they don't have had those experiences. And I think, with the younger men dating older women, um, they brag different, right? So they'll brag in the sense that, I was able to get the auntie, and and the auntie treats me like I'm an adult. The auntie doesn't necessarily expect the same thing that the 30-year-old would. The 30-year-old might be blowing up the phone, being a little dramatic, um, expecting things that this younger, well, middle-aged younger man might not be able to handle. And the auntie, she knows why you're here. Like, I understand why I've invited you into my life. I want a little companionship. I want a little fun. I want a little adult time. And then I want you to go on about your business. And, I'll holler back at you when it's your turn again. So um, I think that it's all self-serving. It serves the needs that we have in the moment. And so really you just have to ask yourself, what needs do I have? And what need is this person meeting? And then the other person is asking them the same thing. What need do I have? And what need is this relationship meeting? And if we can meet each other's needs and still be in a healthy experience, then it's a win-win, you know? And we have to be honest with ourselves. Everybody's not going to meet every need. So this person may only meet some of these needs that I have. They might want to meet all of them. And you might say, well, no, you really can only meet these needs. The other stuff I got, I got my shelter, I got my housing, I got my vacation. I already do that. So you're not necessarily here to fulfill that part because that's something that I already do. But over here, maybe I need a snuggle buddy or a cuddle buddy or, somebody to pillow talk or somebody to rub my shoulders or, whatever those other things are. So, at the core of who we are, we want to get our needs met. And it's great when you can find somebody that you meet their needs and I meet your needs. And I don't feel like you're getting over on me and you don't feel like I'm getting over on you. So there's something mutual that's happening in the exchange.
You broke it down because I believe that's really what it is. When there is something mutual, you're not trying to get something. Because I hear a lot of them say, "Oh, the young ladies, they want to get their nails done. They want you to put gas in your car. I mean, let me give you my card. Just gonna fill up my tank because I don't like going to the gas station. Here's my card.
Mhm.
You know, it's okay to be able to do your own thing, and of course, everyone wants a little spoiledness. Yeah, you bring me some ice cream. I'm happy. I'm thankful. I'm grateful for that ice cream. Things like that. So I think everything is shifting now. It's really more about who makes you feel good, who makes you feel worthy, who makes you feel like, hey, you were something that I've always wanted versus opposite. But I think it was it you one time? No, it was someone else said to me one day. They was like, yeah. And then these older men, after they do all that mess out there, then they come back and then they want you to take care of them when they're sick. And I remember a colleague of mine said, I'm not a CNA.
Yes, not a CNA.
I fell out laughing,
Mm.
but it's true. But a
Mm.
lot of times I've been seeing this lately also, that these wives who have been separated from their husbands for over 20 years, and when this man gets sick, they take them back and take care of them. First of all, we're not going to be separated for 20 years and we still married. That we just not going to do that. But some people, for some religious
Mhm.
reasons, some of them do
Mhm.
not believe in divorce, so they don't do it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take you back and take care of you. Take my little energy that I have left to take care of you.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've seen those types of stories as well. We've been separated. You had your life, I had my life, and now here we are 70 and you not doing so well and you want to meander on back into the back cave and you want me to nurse on you and love on you like I did 30 years ago. Bruh, bruh,
That part.
bruh. I, yeah, the Lord's still working on me. He is, because he's still working on me. And I don't know.
I think when he opened your book and he saw that, I think he just skipped it. He was like, nope, nope, you keep
Okay.
doing what you're doing right there. You're good right there. So I
Yeah.
don't think, yeah, I think he was like, yeah, no, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, because it's not fair to each. It's not fair to one. You know,
Mhm.
I think if you take a vows and we're gonna stay through this thick and thin, yes, I 100%. But you can't go off for years and then you come back. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
McKenna, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you. Say something again.
Can you hear me?
All right. Hold on a second.
Okay. One
I
moment,
gotta come
please.
back in.
She got
Hold
to
on.
come back in. One moment. She'll be right back. Right back. So, what do y'all think? What do you think? What do you think about it? I mean, it must be a lot of love to let somebody go and come back and you take care of them. That's interesting, and I don't have that experience to really chime in on it, but from a distance, it just seems, um, I don't know, it seems thoughtful. But again, I think it goes back to what need is being met. We all have different needs, and I think that goes back to um, am I getting my needs met, and are you getting your needs met? So we'll see what Tonia has to say when she gets back. That's that ice water that I was talking about. I have to have that ice water because I just got hot. Oh goodness, I just got hot. I'm hot. So y'all tell us what you think, though. What do you think about that example? Uh oh, here she comes. Here she comes.
Listen,
Here she comes. Listen, I
these,
was hot over there while you were gone. I was drinking my ice water.
and I was in the back. I was backstage,
Ooh.
and I could see you, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's just two of us. Listen, it's this iPad, and I have to fix the iPad because my niece, I gave her the other iPads, but it's linked to this, and her friends call on FaceTime. So
Oh.
that's what kicks me out. So I just
Okay.
had to tell her, I said, don't you call her no more on this phone. I mean,
Mm-mm.
Auntie had to do that mouth like that.
Yes.
But
So
I'm
Tony,
back.
so this is what I thought about when you disappeared. So we were talking about the women who separate from their husband for, you know, 20 years or whatever, and then he comes back when he's sick and old. And a few minutes ago, I mentioned about people getting their needs met, right? So he's back to get his needs met of, the caretaker being taken care of and having a soft place to land. But sometimes I think that even in our old age, some women, not all of us, some women still have that need to take care of. So maybe their children are gone, maybe their grandchildren are grown, and maybe there's still space in their heart where they still feel the need to take care of somebody. And that person who knew her back when she was a sweet young thing, he crawls back into that place in her heart. And she opens that place back up and nurses him back to health or nurses him until he's no longer here. It makes sense for somebody. I'm not saying that that makes sense for me, but I'm just saying that that makes sense for somebody.
Well, I remember like when had an empty nest and I got divorced. I remember missing that void of being a nurturer. Even the last 3 years, I remember I used to nurture the ex mother-in-law, and I did that, and I did it from my heart, so I love it. But now I'm okay. I'm okay. I can nurture myself when I feel like it. I mean, there are times I'm like, and you know, I love cooking. You used to always hear me talk
Mm-hmm.
about cooking.
Mm-hmm.
If I cook once a month, that is a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
Oh boy.
I'm okay because I did it. I cooked every day. I cooked every other day. I did laundry for multiple people. I did all of that stuff. I'm now in a place where I'm nurturing myself.
Okay.
And there are times when I'm like, I want something to eat, but I don't feel like cooking. And I might just run out and go get something, or I might just snack on something. So, yes, a lot of times women, especially women, we want to feel needed.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not there where you can do all that you do and then come back. I'm not about that. And let's talk. We're gonna piggyback on it, and we're gonna intertwine this. I remember a few weeks ago, I went to my
Mm-hmm.
cousin's graduation, and I remember I was help cleaning up, and I was trying to take the garbage bag out of the can, and I
Okay.
remember it was heavy as I was trying. I was like, nah, I'm leaving this there. And out of nowhere, this handsome, tall, chocolate young guy, he looked like he maybe was in his 40s. I don't know. Came over there and he was like, see, that's what you don't know. People be watching you until they do something. Because I didn't think nobody was watching me trying to take out some trash can out of a garbage can. But I was like, ooh,
Okay.
I'm always back. I'm on my, looking good, right? So he was like, was you trying to take that bag out the garbage can? Do you need help? Mckenna, look at your friend. I said, because he was tall and I looked up. I said, I always need help. Those
Uh-oh.
big muscles came, took the bag out. I said, because those women out there talking about they don't need a man. I need a man. I said, I need a man to reach up to that cabinet and get that for me. I need a man to put my foot on the chandelier. He just fell out laughing. He said, I just had the same conversation a few days ago with my buddies. They talking about they don't need no woman. I said, you must be crazy. He said, this man told me out of his own mouth. He said that's bull crap
Uh-oh.
for a man to say he don't need a. I do need a woman.
I heard that, sir. I
I
heard that.
said, sir, I told him, sir, I was like, you and I on the same page. Yes,
Mm-mm-mm.
I need listen, and I'm not talking about to pay my bills because we're women in a certain level in our lives where we can do the thing. Sitting there talking about I'm independent and all that. I'm very much, but honey, I would be a damsel in distress.
What do they call it? My soft girl era. Oh, help
Oh,
me.
you right, cause honey, I'll be doing this number. I begin. You, I be like, I need you to. I know you know you could do that. And I'm like, I can, but I need you to do it. And I
Right.
have to say, I think I mean, but men want to be needed too
They do. They do.
for
I
their
remember.
ego.
I,
So
I
listen, I'm gonna
remember.
help. I'm gonna boost your ego.
Listen. I
Can you get that
remember.
for me? Can you get that for
Did
me?
you get that? I remember this. This was I was talking to this man one time, and I was like, I sure need a massage or something like that. And he was like, well, I mean, you need a massage. Well, what I might need something too. I said, well, we all have needs. Like they get confused. This is not a competition. Like this is, I'm letting you know what I need so that you can meet my needs. If you have a need, it's for you to let me know what those are, and so I can oblige you. Like people get confused about this mutual exchange of meeting each other's needs. We're over here competing for the wrong thing. You need
Wrong
help
reason.
getting something off the top shelf. Sure, let him get that off the top shelf. He might need, you to fold up his clothes or something. It's laundry day, maybe I don't mind. Like we need to exchange this mutual experience of meeting each other's needs. We shouldn't be in competition. It shouldn't be, well, I met 3 needs of yours today, so you owe me. No, it should be, I'm looking for an opportunity to meet a need you have. You're looking for an opportunity to meet a need I have. And we do it without even comparing notes. Like, I'm excited to do it. You're excited to do it. You need me to help reach that? You need me to take that trash out? I got you. You need some ice cream? I got you. Like, we're here to that's why the Lord made man and women, so we can complement each other, so that we can enjoy each other, so that we could, if we believe in creation and we believe the rib came out, so we can complete each other, so we can join and connect with each other, so we can build together and meet each other's needs. We over here competing in the wrong direction. We should be collaborating. We should be over here looking,
collaborating. Yeah,
collaborating.
I am not competing with a man. Listen,
No.
like I said, I heard some women say, "Oh, I could put down some laminate floors." Probably, if I watched a YouTube video about 2 or 3 times, I probably could do it too. But do I want to know?
No.
You gonna put it up so I can get you, so I can bring you some water.
Exactly.
I could bring you a snack.
Bring you a snack.
When you finish, I'm gonna give you a massage.
I can hand you a screwdriver or something. I can hand you the paper with the directions and the map on it, so you can look at the little outline thing.
I'm just saying. And while I'm watching you do that work, and it's sitting there like, ooh, I've always been independent, but I've never been that woman to say I'm independent. I don't need nobody. I've never been that way, because I know the things that I like do. Because I remember when I was married, like my ex-husband, he would take the trash out. He did the lawn work. He did everything. He was outside. I was inside. It was like, and when he's out there doing the yard work and all that, I'm inside making a nice meal. When he finished, I taking him some cold water outside. That felt good. Like I said, we had our different areas that we did, but then at the end of the day, we come together. So no, I don't need to know how to work a lawnmower. Don't know, won't try. Nope.
Yeah. No.
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 I'm just mad that sometime now, because I'm actively, whatever I'm doing, to go to the gas station. Sometimes I get the little boat. Can you come get the vehicle and put some gas in it? I mean, I'm just saying. Look, I got to bust the fan out now.
Like, can you take it through the car wash and just, rinse off the car? Just
listen, I'm telling you. And when you have a good one, when you have a good person, I tell you, it's a good thing. And I'm not saying like, me looking inside of somebody else's house, because we don't know what goes on behind closed door. But just like when you start dating someone, and when it's good, it's good. It's good knowing that you have that flow. And I know eventually I'll get that permanently. But right now it's like, okay, get whatever your little attitude, the little stubbornness that I got going on with myself and all that kind of stuff, and get all of that done. Because who knows, because he might be in his 50s, 60s, and he probably can throw me somewhere off the chandelier or something. But get that all out your system. I mean, I'm just saying, who doesn't desire that? Maybe that's that part of that big M too. Because, honey, child, I be trying to. The only thing I won't do is go on a zip line. But I'm just saying. I think that big M work all kind of ways. Because, I mean, some ways I be feeling this. Look, like I'm hot now. So now I might be hotter somewhere. I'm like, who? Huh? Y'all know me, y'all. Y'all know me. Y'all know I am transparent. I say what people are afraid to say. But it's real talk and it's good talk. But I mean, I'm embracing it. I really am. Because you notice how my face got, you see how my face got like shiny? That's water. That's
water.
Oh, Jesus. That's sweat. And when we finish the show.
So I need to go get me some real glasses. These are my readers. My other readers, I broke them. Can you see this one? There's no, I like these ones better. And I was wearing them today because I like them a little bit better. I can see better, but I broke them. So I had to find these ones. So one of
Can
these
you
days I'm
believe
going to
we're
go.
having these conversations?
Hmm,
Can you? It's amazing how before we talked about maybe going to a club or
yeah.
just doing some daring things. And now you're talking about you got to get another reader's glasses. My girlfriend came over the other day and I was showing her stuff and I saw she's like, oh man, I left my readers. And I'm like,
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
This is what we're talking about. These are the things that we're talking about. We're talking about readers. We're talking about knee pain. We're talking about are we taking multivitamins? We're talking about, not sleeping through the night. And we're talking about, you remember when you could hold your water, but now as soon as you got to go, you better run to the bathroom and go. You don't you hold, you better not try to hold it because you're not gonna make it.
I remember one of my colleagues said to me one day, she's like, when you get older, she said, I'm telling you, you won't even be able to even hold passing gas. And I'm like, what?
Hmm.
And I never forgot. One day I was coming out the car and nothing, didn't feel the urge of passing it, nothing. And I tell you, come out the car and I just found myself, I heard a little, I said, what?
Is that
I'm
me?
like, no.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? And I'm like,
Yeah.
seriously, I believe that there should have been a manual for this, okay? Because I think a lot of things that we did, we would have done it subtle, or we would have, or the things that we didn't do when we were younger, we would have done it because now that we're getting old, a lot of stuff is happening. Because I used to remember we'll be out and she would say, girl, I just passed gas. Hey, why you didn't go somewhere? She was like, girl, but it was, I wouldn't have made it. So,
Right.
because she's older. And I remember I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So it's like this comment does not like the feelings be all of yes, and it depends on what he's talking about, if he's talking about the youngins or with the older we get. But at the end of the day, the things that we are experiencing now is like we never even thought about it in a million years. We heard our parents talk about it,
We did.
our aunties talk about
Now
it.
we understand why our aunts had mood swings. We understand why they would yell at us for no reason. We thought they were just rude. No, they were moody. They weren't just rude. They were just they were just moody. They were really just moody. Go sit down somewhere. We're like, I just got here. What do you mean?
And you notice the little, you and your cousins could be playing and this noise, I can't take the noise, you guys sit down somewhere. I
And now we're like, you go somewhere and okay, so this weekend I was at one of my friend's house. We were, she was having a little cookout and she had some little nieces and nephews that were there and they were supposed to be downstairs. But the kids that come upstairs and then all of a sudden you hear the TV seems loud. And you're like, why is that TV so loud? And we're yelling at the kids to turn the TV. They had put some cartoons or something on. And we didn't notice at first, but then all of a sudden it just got loud. And everybody was just like, ugh, it's like they vibrate on a different frequency. Like their noise is a different noise. And it doesn't align with us. And you're right. It was immediate. Go back downstairs. Just why do we see you? Like, why are you here? Go back downstairs. Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
young ones, for our listeners who are in their 20s, even in your 30s, even in your early 40s, do not put off what you can do today for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to tell you.
Because I've been seeing a lot of folks that are in their 60s and 70s, and they said when they retire, They were going to be traveling more. They were going to do more things. But because of the body and some medical condition, they're not able to do it. I am very, very grateful that I am able to say, if I had to sit still for a minute, I
Mm-hmm.
can say I did stuff. When I had the chance to, I do things. Because I'm telling you, wait until you retire. It's a whole different ball game. I remember going to when I went on vacation, and I was like, we're not gonna do any excursion. I'm thinking like that. When you're younger in your 30s, you even 40s, you want
Yeah.
to I didn't want to do nothing but go beside the pool or to the beach side. I had no desire to do an excursion. Now, if it was to sit in the car and drive around, sightsee, run into a store, I would do that. But as far as trying to go bungee
Get on,
jump, whatever,
get on the
not interested in
ATV,
that.
get on the horseback ride, get on the ATV, get on the bungee zip line, do the parasail, do the jet ski. Now,
No, not in,
where's my
yeah.
drink? Yeah, you got your drink and your fan in the lounge chair. Like, drink, you got your drink and your fan in the lounge chair. That's what we're doing these days.
One of the biggest thing that when I had the knee surgeries both times was being able to get down on that beach chair and get back up.
Okay.
That was one of my goals. And you should see me, honey. And I remember one of the time I sat down at the beach chair and I was ready to get up.
Mm-mm. And
And
what
it was
happened?
like my brain was like, how we do that again?
Mm.
And I sat there and I turned to the side and I scooched to the end. It was like the brain was not connecting to my muscle,
Like, well, what am I
my
supposed to do?
bone. I said, my girlfriend said, you're not coming underneath the shade. I said, I'm trying to get up, but I
Trying to
don't know
get
how.
Not sure what to do. Like my brain and my body, I'm trying to get the brain to tell the body what to do. And I'm afraid because I don't want to get it wrong and fall out here in public on vacation.
And I think that's one of the things too. It's like, is anybody watching? I mean, I sat there for about good 15 minutes.
Mm.
And I turned and I sat down. I just tried to play it off. And then I was like, I turned again. I scooted. I scooted back. And I said, okay, you got to get up now. You got to get up. You want to move. And I hunched over and I did a little move. And the way I got up, I mean, legs this far apart.
Girl. Girl.
But I got up. And just think about it. We never had to think about getting up.
No. No, you just get up, sit down,
Just
get up,
get
sit
up.
down. Now it's you're very aware of getting up and very aware. Like I used to tell my grandma when she was like, don't plop. Like you have to sit down cautiously because if you plop, you might miss something. So even getting in and out of the car, like we both have SUVs, so we ride a little high, but I got in one of my friend's cars and she has a car and I was like, oh, okay. So I need to I got to get I was like, oh, I got to get in the car. Okay, hold on. Got to put my leg and sit. Okay. And then when you get out, you have to because you're a little lower. You're a little lower. Oh, okay. And you want to look like you know what you're doing. That's the other part. You don't want to look like this is new or yes. But you better take your time and be careful because listen. And
The
then
daily the
okay.
daily challenge.
So Tonya, the last thing that we'll talk about real quick is what about like this mental fog? Like, do you have that brain fog where the thoughts aren't connecting?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say there's times I'm like, okay, let me go get my purse out the room.
Okay.
And by the time I get in the room, I'm like, what did I come in here for?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what did I? And I will walk out, and as I'm walking out, I will remember and go back. So I've been having those too. It's like, yeah, what did I come in here for?
Yeah. It's weird because me and my cousin, we were having a conversation and we were talking about something. And then she said, hold on 1 second. So I was like, okay. And then she was like, okay, so now what we were talking about. And it was literally 1 second. Like she went to put something down and neither one of us could remember what we were just talking about. Just in those 4 seconds. And we were like, but wait, we were in the middle of a good conversation. And we were like, but what we were, and then we had to go backwards in the conversation to see if we could remember where we left off. It was hilarious. And we were like, we started laughing and giggling. And then we were even more distracted because now we're laughing and giggling. Yeah.
The
This
good
brain
thing
fog
is
is real.
that we can talk about it, we can laugh about it, we acknowledge and we accept what we're going through. Because some people don't like getting older.
Well, that's true. Some people have all kinds of surgeries and nips and tucks and routines to avoid the aging. I think being healthy is always appropriate. So those of us who are doing things to manage our health and wellness, but there are people that are trying to avoid aging, and I think that's something a little different. Aging is part of life. As
Yeah,
long as
I
you're
think
living,
I definitely believe that is a mental thing because I
yeah.
saw an interview last week with Vivica Fox, and
Okay.
she was definitely addressing that people is not giving her grace as getting older, but I disagree with her. I think she's the one. The reason why people is talking is because you did stuff before you were getting older. You did stuff for the industry because she was a very beautiful young lady, you know, everything. She didn't have to do anything. And I think and it seems like it was after that heartbreak that she had with 50 cents that she started to do things. She started with her face and she didn't have to. So now as she's older, all of this it's not looking good. So you can tell she's been getting steroid shots because she looks very swollen. And that type of swollen that you can tell is steroid shots. You can see she got fillers, because her chin, over here and her cheeks are so hot. And everyone who grew up watching Vivica knew exactly how she looked. But then last year she went and got a BBL. But to me, it looked like a BDL. Booty don't look good.
It don't look good.
And she messed up herself,
Yeah.
and so now she's saying people is not giving her grace for getting older, but it's not that good. It's not about her getting older. It's what she's doing to herself as she gets older.
Mm-hmm.
She's not allowing herself to age gracefully.
And she has to accept that. She has to be comfortable with whatever she decides to do with her aging. If she's going to go out here and do the fillers and have the BBLs, then she just needs to own that that's part of her aging process and leave us alone because regardless of what she does, somebody's going to have something to say about it. So I think it still goes back to being comfortable in your own skin. You're a celebrity. You're in the limelight. You're on TV and in music and in radio and on stage and on 100 Lifetime movies. We're going to see you. So whatever you present, we're going to talk about whether it's the thin you or the big you or the swollen in cheeks or the high cheeks you. Somebody's going to have something to say no matter what version of you shows up. So you've been in this business long enough to know that that's part of the business. So do that internal work because no matter what you look like, somebody's going to have something to say. So you might as well just accept it and create that story that works for you and keep on living because it's not about what we think or how we feel. It's about how you think and how you feel. And are you comfortable with the choices that you made as it relates to your body? So
So
we
for
really,
everyone, for all of our listeners that was listening tonight, that is commenting, the chat is delayed. The studio is in the meeting, so we couldn't get all the messages and you guys in the conversation. So We do apologize for that, but thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I did see Miss Butterfly tuned in. I did see Keith. I did see you tune in. I did Elaine. I did see you tune in. So if I didn't quite the Hydra. I saw you tune in. So again, thank you for always tuning in, hanging out with us tonight. We couldn't do without you. You know, me and the CEO for the Powerhouse Radio, she's always getting on me to come in the studio. We just got spoiled. COVID spoiled us. Working from home with the studio. I'm spoiled. I'm
Yeah,
spoiled, but
we're spoiled. And gas is
we
$5
spoiled.
for, and if you put premium gas in your car, it's $5 a gallon. So
I did want to get gas before the show, and I tell
mhm,
you one thing.
mhm,
I had to. Usually, I go and I'm getting the middle grade because after I learned from my cousin who deal with these oil, he says they basically the same. But I never got comfortable of doing the unleaded. I always did the middle. But today I sat there and I sat there for a minute. I sat there for a minute and I said, oh, I'm gonna
mhm,
get the middle, but I'm gonna start getting the unleaded because this don't make no sense. And they got the nerves to talk about this is the best economy, and they got the nerves to be talking about that they was in the Bronx over the weekend chanting 4 more years. Listen, Linda, did you not hear about it? Yes, we got to continue that conversation next week. Last weekend for Memorial Weekend, they had
no,
a rally in the Bronx
mm-mm.
talking about 4 more years
Nope,
for the orange man.
nope, and no, no. But on that note, we have enjoyed. Look, I'm still with the broken glasses right now. I see better with these one than these other ones.
So tonight's show was consisted about aging women
Asian women
and the side effects of aging.
and the side effects of aging, and
But
also
us at the Powerhouse Radio, we are going to age gracefully. You gonna
gracefully,
see the fan. You gonna see
gracefully.
the broken glasses until we get the new one. Readers,
Listen, we
the
got little.
cane.
We didn't even talk about the chin hairs.
But I keep where you got to keep a tweezer in the car.
I got one right here. Can you see
And
it?
when you at the stoplight, you beat me to it. Yeah, mine. Yeah, you at the stoplight, you pull that light down, you tweeze because that
You know
car
what? I need to put
mirror
one
is
in
the
my.
best.
I need to put one in my car because that's sometimes when I notice it. And okay, that's a good idea. Thank you for that.
Yes, I have
I
one in
yes.
my car, honey. When I'm at
Okay.
that stoplight or if I'm waiting for somebody or
Mhm.
whatever.
See, this one is on my desk. I'm on my desk, so I keep one on my desk. But I definitely can keep one in the car because, yeah.
That what comes with aging. But you know what? I thank God every day that I'm the age that I am. I thank God for waking me up every day. And I am looking forward to aging gracefully.
Amen. We couldn't end on a better note. Take care of yourselves. We love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next time. And we look forward to just being here serving the gripe. Let's gripe, let's gripe,
Let's
let's gripe.
gripe. Let's gripe. Hopefully the guys join us next time. But until
Yeah,
then, hey, we can have some grown ladies talk. The
yeah.
men can join us too. On that note, Powerhouse, take us out. Have a good evening and a safe weekend.
You listening to the sounds of DJ Fourth Quarter in your ear right now. If you're in your car, if you're at home, if you're on your phone, let's gripe, baby. Driving home and you're feeling kinda tired. Hey, radio
You're
play
in
the same
tune to
thing
the
every
Powerhouse
day. So
Radio,
you need a little
linking
bit
the
of
world
inside.
to the coast.
Jammed up every night. Tune in to Powerhouse. Wednesday 7 to 9, you need to check them out. I promise I ain't trying to hype, but one good listen tonight, it might change your life. So what's the name of the show? You need something to just ride to on the go.